Hey guys, welcome to another Genshin Impact video. Today's video is going to be about the game lore and whether or not La Signora was an evil character. Just a heads up, this video is going to contain some spoilers if you have not finished the Archon quest up to this point. So if you haven't finished that, it may contain some spoilers. If you're okay with that, let's move on. Alright, so first of all, there's a lot of people complaining about the way MiHoyo killed La Signora because they pretty much just killed her pretty much at the end of the quest line, but they didn't really spoke much about her background. And the only thing that they really showed up was the fact that apparently, and it's already confirmed, that the Crimson Witch of Flames actually refers to the artifact set actually refers to La Signora. But other than that, they really didn't confirm much about her. Now there are hints in the game that talk about that, but it was not like prevalent in the Archon quest. So if you don't pay a lot of attention to the game lore or to the manga or to other things, you may have a vision of La Signora that is actually not the correct one based on the lore. So for instance, we see here, it's Witch Heart's Flame, a clear bottle containing liquid fire. The techniques involved in making liquid fire has since been lost. The Crimson Witch of Flames walked upon the earth, burning monsters into cinders. Rumor told of how she sacrificed her mortal body to become the embodiment of liquid fire herself. Still love and longing once dwell in her maiden heart, until fires burned away that beautiful and fragile part. Thus she became the witch that historians were loath to remember. Alright, so here's a couple of things. If you think, first of all, if you think La Signora was a bad person, trust me, there's way better people amongst the Harbingers. For instance, if you have seen the manga, and you have seen what happens to Il Dottore, you would see that compared to Il Dottore, La Signora is pretty much a saint. Because Il Dottore is literally, according to the manga, a degenerate that likes to enslave children and use them as gladiators in an illegal arena in Snetsnaya, just to entertain like Snetsnayan nobles. So he does horrible things, and he actually tries to steal, or he tries to convince Kaya and Diluc to allow him to pretty much use children from Mondstadt to continue with this crazy thing of using children as gladiators and just mercilessly killing them in an arena. So yeah, this guy is absolutely crazy. He also doesn't care about his own subordinates, because in the manga he actually tries to he threatens one of his own subordinates, like his assistant, that if he doesn't get more subjects for the arena, he would actually use him as the new test subject. So yeah, this guy is completely crazy. Alright, so that being said, there are some things about La Signora that a lot of people don't know. So one of them being that the origins of La Signora, apparently, she lived in Mondstadt roughly 500 years ago. So it is likely that she is not from Snetsnaya. She was actually from Mondstadt. As a maiden, she loved to sing and eventually fell in mutual love with Rostam, which was a knight of Favonius at that time. So at some point before the calamity, presumably right before she left, Rostam gave her a special Hydro timepiece to keep track of the amount of time she would be away studying at Sumeru Academia. So we know that La Signora has been traveling the world for a long time, and she's also very old. When she returned, she learned that Rostam had died in battle against the monsters during the calamity. It's talking about the calamity of Kanehira, and mourned his loss. After her mourning, he decided to use her life's flame to cleanse the world's crookedness. So what we can see here is that La Signora is actually a character that has suffered a lot. And pretty much like the reason why La Signora does what she does is because her heart became embittered by the loss of this person. So it's actually very similar to what happened to the Raiden Shogun When we saw on the previous update and we thought that she was evil, but in reality what happens is that she was doing all she was doing because she felt sad. She was mourning the loss, and she still pretty much does, the loss of her fallen twin. So very similar. This make both characters very similar. So just as the writing Shogun did everything she did because of the loss of her sibling, La Signora, it seems that she did everything she did because she was sad due to the loss of her lover. All right, so let's continue. Now, then she was recruited by the Fatui Piero, she was given a cryo delusion to suppress the flames and become known as La Signora, the 8th of the 11 Fatui Harbingers. So, yeah, you can see that what she's doing is, I mean, I don't think that really compensates for the evil things that she has done. But we know now that she doesn't just do it because she wants to be evil and that's it. No, she's doing it for a reason. The reason she's doing it is because her heart has become embittered. There's actually some theory crafting over there that the cryo archon, you know that every archon has actually a reason for being. So just as Ball is the archon of eternity, and Venti is the archon of freedom, and Shangli is the archon of contracts, some people speculate that the Tsaritsa, it's actually the archon of love. And the reason why she's the cryo archon is because when the Kanehira incident occurred, as the archon of love, she felt so sad because of what happened to an entire nation that she literally froze her heart. She embittered her heart to a degree that she actually became the cryo archon. So as the cryo archon, she's actually doing what she does. And apparently, actually, before dying, La Signora states that the cryo archon reasoning and what she's doing is the noblest of all goals. So what she wants to do is pretty much she wants to defy Celestia so that the same calamity won't happen again. Meaning she doesn't want what happened to Kanehira to happen again. She wants to free humanity from Celestia. And this is actually mentioned as well by Dainsleaf in one of the game's initial trailers. So apparently it's very similar to La Signora in the sense that they are all mourning, and also very similar to Ball. Alright guys, so that's it for now. There's some things that you may not have known if you haven't been paying attention, like to the small details in the game. You can also comment what do you think about La Signora after hearing this. Do you still think she's evil? Do you think it's justified what she did? Do you think she's just overreacting? What do you think about her? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Until next time.